right, Madea fans, this is my review for the Madea Farewell play, which is on BET Plus from the Madea Farewell Tour. Remember, Tyler Perry announced that this is not going to be on DVD, due to the pandemic and, people not really able to go out as much, and for safety, instead of home release, it's going to be available on BET Plus, which again, I feel is probably the case for A Fall from Grace. Some people are asking, will it ever be placed on DVD? I doubt it. Probably just on Netflix. But to be honest, one time was enough for me. But let's talk about the play. Before going any further, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you are new. Hit the bell icon and select all. That way you're notified whenever I post new content to the channel. And links to all my social media, they're going to be in the description box below. This was really good. I know that leading up to this, I kept saying, people like, you want to review the play? You going to like, guys, it's just a play. I'm going to watch it once. I'm going to review and then I'll be done with it. It was a fun ride. I mean, to be honest, I haven't watched a play in so long. I'll probably find myself when I can find the time, because remember, the haves and the have-nots is back now and I still got a lot of videos to do. I'll probably find the time to just, put on a couple of plays on the TV while I'm editing and whatnot, because I had forgotten how fun it was to watch the plays. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much of the story. At least I'll try not to, because to be completely honest, this play had twists and turns that I didn't even see coming. Like, it felt like it was leading me in one direction, but then boom, I didn't even see the plot twist. But I think it was a great cast of characters. I loved the talent on display, and I really loved the fact that I had, again, forgotten how the dynamic of a stage play was versus a movie or the TV show, because it's almost like, well, I hate to make this comparison, but you think of like Tyler Perry of, how Nick Cannon is on Wild 'N Out, right? Nick, well, yeah, I know everything that went on with Nick Cannon, but this is a example in, I guess you could say, current day. He created Wild 'N Out as a platform to showcase other people's talent, kind of like Russell Simmons with Def Jam. Like Martin Lawrence was the host. He was funny, hilarious, but he also brought out the next act, So, but he would also do his thing. And then on Wild 'N Out, Nick Cannon has the platform, comedians, internet creators, all that stuff. And then he would be like the ringmaster of the ceremony, or the leader of the ceremony, and then showcase other people's talent. He will allow people to get screen time to show their comedic skills, their freestyle skills, or in the event of Tyler Perry in the plays, the vocal dynamics of the different actors and actresses, phenomenal. Not to mention being able to, I really noticed this during a couple of scenes where, it's not uncommon during a Tyler Perry play for them to have the musical numbers where it's like a mashup of different songs, like maybe 3 to 5, if not a majority of the cast comes up to the middle of the stage and does a song. And I just love how Tyler, or Madea, is sitting in the background in dark while the spotlight is on that person, because to me, after speaking with so many different cast members so far, which again, interviews are on the channel, the idea of, Tyler being behind the camera, watching them from behind the scenes, seeing what they're doing, what works, what doesn't work, and then feeding them lines. I kind of got that same vibe watching the stage play. Like, Madea's in the background, and I just love how attentive Tyler is watching the person on stage do their thing. It's almost like in a band. Like, James Brown would point to somebody to let the guitarist have a solo, let the drummer have a solo. That's Tyler Perry. He's like, hit me, boom. Another person goes up on stage, kills it. Phenomenal. Now, again, I don't want to spoil anything. So I guess what I can do is maybe mention some of the characters, because I really watch it at least one time. I know some people, for me personally, I want my mom to watch it. She doesn't have BET Plus, but when she finds the time, I'll set it up so she can watch it at home, because it was really good. It really was. Sam from The Oval was on there. He played a character named Omar, who's a doctor. Yeah, I think I can mention some of the characters. I don't think that's spoilerish, but we had so many characters. So I know that I talk with Chandler about, the plays and everything. I'm not, me, like, I'm the person that talks about continuity and character connections. I really don't care as much when it comes to the plays, because to me, the plays aren't really in the same continuity. Like there might be nods to previous plays, but there are a lot of differences in regards to character relations. Like, you know, Cora in regards to how many children she has, if she has any children, then having grandkids on top of that. Then didn't they already establish that Brown wasn't Cora's father? So why are the kids calling, you know, Brown their great grandpa or whatever? It doesn't really matter. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me like that. But the storyline, I think it tackled a lot of real world things. I was just sitting up here nodding my head because the play format, I think it was what, about how long was it? About 2 hours, 16 minutes, give or take. I would say the first 20 some minutes is pretty much the non well known cast. Like, you know, Bam, Brown, Cora, and Madea, they show up around like through the 20 to 45 minute mark. But of course, you have to establish the story of what's going on in the play. You know, it's everybody coming into town for Malik's graduation from law school. He's going to be a lawyer, which I'm thinking to myself, damn, in almost every Tyler Perry show or movie, it's like there's a majority of people who are going into a law firm or something along those lines, or they're going to be a doctor. Which I'm not faulting. It's just something I'm like, wow, it is really interesting that a lot of people go to law school. Amanda from the Haves and the Have-Nots, Candace from the Haves and the Have-Nots, Melissa said she was going to be a lawyer in the Haves and the Have-Nots, and the list goes on. So we have a character named Devin. You have TT/Tiffany, the character with the blue hair, who's an internet star. A lot of these internet stars, I don't know them that well, but if I saw them, it's like, oh, I think I remember that video. But that's something that I know a lot of people pointed out in like some of the later Tyler Perry movies and plays. Like he would have, you know, internet sensations on the platform, you know, whether he be, whether he sees them on YouTube singing and whatnot, because sometimes he even at the end of the plays, Tyler will come out and say, hey, so-and-so, I saw him on YouTube and now he's on stage and they're cutting it up. This is okay. I guess you could say this is more of a reaction to the play as opposed to review, because I seriously don't want to talk about the play. Maybe I'll do a live stream on it. Yeah, that's what I'll do. This video is pretty much me talking about my reaction to the play, and then I'll do a live stream probably on Sunday or Monday, and we'll talk about the play together. I think that will give people enough time to watch the play, because I don't want to spoil anything, because there are some actual greats, story beats that you need to watch for yourself. So let me just look over my notes. I like the opening for the play. I think it was pretty great. It felt like, you know, like a comedy show document, you know, a comedy special, how sometimes you see like Eddie Murphy, Dave Chappelle, whoever the case may be, you know, they're prepping for the, you know, the big show. They're, you know, with their people behind the stage, you know, they're getting dressed and then they hop out on stage and do their thing. And then I think that the song that was going on during the opening, I don't know what song it was, but it felt like somebody was heavily breathing, like, but it fit. You know, you gotta listen to the song for it to fit. But it started out with the song "I Can't Stand the Rain." Okay, I like that. And then I love the visual on the stage platform where the house opened up. It's like the whole set was like a movie. I mean, look, I watched Hamilton about 8 times, so I'm a sucker for like a moving stage, and that one got me. So that was an amazing set for the play itself. Let's see here. Omar's a doctor. He's married to Robin. Yeah, Robin. They're having issues because Robin is having, you know, trouble with her ex. You know, her kids are over there, and it's like she always barks at him about how I'm carrying you to court if you do anything to my kids. Like, you're hanging around them sluts and whatnot, and yada, yada, yada. So pretty much Sam, oh, I keep saying Sam. Well, in a way, Robin's treating Omar in a similar way that Priscilla treats Sam on the Oval. I think I see the comparisons here. So Malik has a friend, Devin, and he's, you know, a college friend. Devin is 26 and Malik is 23. Apparently he and TT were an item in the past, but I doubt that based on things that happened in the show. Bam shows up and the crowd goes nuts. And then as the characters continue to show up, you know that Malik and TT are siblings. Their mother's name is Darlene, and their deadbeat father named Jeffrey. I was thinking Jeffrey Harrington. No, it's Jeffrey. he shows up, and that leads to a lot of different fights throughout the entire play. Can we just talk about the fact that when Brown comes in, that suit, I gotta admit, that suit had me dying. It was weird seeing Brown grumpy because I was thinking the whole like, wait, has David Mann not played Brown in a while? So maybe that's why Brown seems a bit different. No, because he was grumpy the entire first part of the play, which I thought was hilarious. You had nods to like Aretha Franklin. Then when Madea showed up after they sang the church song, Mary Don't You Weep, and then By and By, again, great performances there. Madea comes in. She jokes about the coronavirus. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay, because Rona wasn't really a thing here until like early 2020. But then I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe this is a play that was filmed during the early months of 2020. Because remember, Tyler Perry did the play in early 2019, but he was making updates in early 2020. So then you have a situation where Tyler breaks character multiple times, and I thought it was hilarious because Bam would say something or Cora would say something and Madea would just crack and you would hear Tyler come out and then just get right back into it. That's what I miss, because look at it from my perspective. I've been doing this for years, reviewing these shows, being all serious, critiquing stuff and theories and whatnot. But to actually watch something and have a good time while doing it, I have missed that feeling. That's why I felt like I enjoyed this play more than any of the movies, because I felt like, again, it was just all the actors were having playtime. They were just playing dress up. But at the same time, there were some great moral lessons and songs in the mix. We get over to Sylvia, who is a friend to Darlene, and I believe she works at a law firm in New York. Malik is going to be an intern in New York because apparently the family pulled together to pay for his tuition because his dad didn't really pay for anything. Darlene was trying pretty much pinching pennies to make ends meet. And holy crap. God provides. That song right there, because Darlene is fed up. She's talking with her mama Cora, and I love the song because it's so true. I mean, it kind of was like an early nod to Take Me to the King. It's like, truth is, I'm tired. And then going back to like the Madea, what is it? Medea's Big Happy Family. In that movie, I think the song was like, I'm tired. Like Loretta Devine's character is when she was going to the hospital because, I think she had cancer, and it's like, truth is, I'm tired of going to church. I'm not even going to try to sing it because I don't want to ruin it, but that was like one of my favorite parts of the movie, even though it was sad that she passed away. There was just a great message in that song. And then the house closes. Again, the set closes. And then we have Madea, who apparently was chewing weed at the graduation. I'm assuming those were the chocolates that Brown would eventually take later on. And apparently when, Malik was going across the stage, a fight broke out in the crowd. When Brown filmed it on his phone, I was dead. I was like, this is hilarious. Because she got into it with William at the graduation. And also, speaking of Madea, I love the visuals they put into play as well. Like, there was a scene where she was talking about Rosa Parks, and I'm sorry, I was actually shaking my leg. Nervous habit. Not a nervous habit, but when I'm comfortable, I'll just shake my leg. And if you heard the background noise, it was my foot hitting the chair. Apologize about that. So the joke with Rosa Parks was a picture of Rosa Parks on the bus, and then Medea's looking through the window. That was hilarious. Then Tyler cracks jokes about, why are you always going to the middle of the stage to talk? I think she was talking with Robin about that. That was a great. Brown high when he came out with the crown and the cane. I know he was singing Biggie Smalls and whatnot, but I thought, to be honest, they would make a Bobby Brown joke. Bobby Brown, king of stage and everything, king of R&B. Brown had the big B on his chest. He had the crown. I honestly thought that's the route they were going to take. But I think another one of the jokes. No, actually, it wasn't a joke. When Madea, she sat the family down and was just breaking it down, because this is the problem I have with the movies, where the movie tries to be too comedic for too long, and then they sprinkle in story. And then at the very end of the movie, where it's getting really good because Madea sits down with all the characters and pretty much has like a therapy session in her own way. And then like, this is great. Then the movie ends. Thankfully, that really didn't happen here. I think that for the most part, the story was well paced. The jokes for the most part landed. And The character TT Tiffany, again, I'm not really familiar with the internet sensation in regards to what she's famous for. So when she was doing her, what in screeching, I didn't really follow, but that's only because I'm not really aware of her internet sensation. So that's on me. I'm not going to dock points from the play from that because, I just don't know. So I'm not going to say that wasn't funny. It's just that I didn't understand the relevancy of it. But the fact that the crowd was going nuts and then the characters on stage were reacting, that was actually pretty funny. But I do like the fact that when Madea was saying that, the reason that the rear view mirror is smaller than the windshield is because you need to stop looking back in life when you need to move forward. When she said that, I'm like, wow. That was amazing. All right, so then we go out to the front of the house, and Brown's doing like a break dancing for the ladies. He's singing a song. When Brown took the coat and the suspenders off, I was done because he's high. And then I'm not going to talk about a twist involving a certain character dating another character because that was the part of the play. I'm like, Darlene, are we really going there? That was this part that got me because Bam was making it seem like there was a potential gay couple in the play when really it wasn't. You have to watch it and see for yourself. That was amazing. And then, of course, we get a name drop. Madea, she name drops Veronica Harrington. Yes, I'll do a separate video on that. So that was funny. And then, not funny, but amazing. Because I love how the crowd reacted to that. Then we go over to Devin, who's singing Brian McKnight back at 1. And then, of course, we have I think it was about 5 to 10 minutes of Madea dropping out. She's talking with every character about what their problem is, how the past affects the future, and how people can change your destiny when honestly they don't deserve that kind of power in your life. Madea brings it home. So many great lessons. There's something in this play for everybody. That's honestly the best way to wrap it up. So after that, it's pretty much the last portion of the play, about 30 minutes. It's just an entire music break. We got the big closer, Take Me to the King. I love the set changing like a church setting with the visuals. But before that, Darlene killed Aretha Franklin's Respect. I was like, okay, we had some Maxwell. We had some BBD Poison. Madea does her thing with Pony. He's like, that's not a gospel song. Well, let me tell you, when Jesus rode into the town, it was on a pony. Technically a donkey, but I don't care. I laughed my butt off. So many great songs. Every character went up there, did their thing. Overall, this was a good time. So if you've watched any Madea play, I put it up there. It's not my favorite, but I do think it was very good. I honestly don't know what to score it because I still think in terms of rewatchability, I don't think it's up there with the likes of, let's say, a Madea Goes to Jail, Medea's Class Reunion, Why Did I Get Married, The Marriage Counselor. There are some plays where if you put it on, I'll watch the entire thing. But then there are some plays where I'll fast forward a lot through it. This one, I think if I rewatched it, it would mainly be for the music breaks. So I would give this play a 9 out of 10, to be honest. Because honestly, I don't have that many or any real problems with it. You could make the argument, well, Jeremy, why don't you give it a 10 out of 10? I think it's really the rewatchability factor, because I would probably fast forward through like the first portion of the play until like Bam and Korish and Brown and Madea showed up. But overall, I thought it was very well. The acting was great. The music was great. The chemistry between the cast was great. There were some twists and turns in the story I didn't even see coming. And I had a fun time watching it. So thank you, Tyler Perry. Thank you to the amazing cast. And if this really was the last Madea play, I'll be fine with that. Part of me wants more because it's just like, Tyler, this is what I'm talking about. But I'd much rather, again, this is just me, because guess what, Tyler? He saw, just seeing all the lines of people around, wrapped around buildings. He's most likely going to bring Madea back because Madea just brings in the money. But at the same time, using the Madea character to create movies, plays, and what have you in order to showcase other people's talents to give them opportunities, I can't fault him for that. So, by all means. So, all that's to say, I had a good time watching it. That's pretty much the easiest way to sum it up. Like I said, I'll probably wait until sometime over the next few days to do a live stream. Maybe on Sunday. Maybe Sunday's probably the best day once things kind of calm down around here. If y'all could just pray for me. Tomorrow is my birthday. My roommate seems to be feeling better, and I have my COVID test scheduled for 10:30 a.m. at CVS on my flipping birthday. And the hurricane, I don't know, may or may not come past this area, which really sucked because this has been a trying week. Number one, we had a tornado touchdown right up my street on, I think, Monday. Then, of course, you know, being in quarantine due to my roommate having corona, been trying not to catch that. But we both been doing pretty decently, actually. He's been feeling better, and, you know, game plan, keeping everything pretty dang clean. I'm always, whenever I leave my room, I have a mask on and rubber gloves. And then I come back in, take them off, wash everything thoroughly. My hands anyway. Sorry, my hands. You know, I throw the gloves away. I got boxes of rubber gloves. Just throw the gloves away, take off the mask, wash my hands thoroughly, put on hand sanitizer, and that's it. But, you know, I'm praying that goes well. No positives, no results there that are negative. I mean, positive. I don't want to have the Rona. Best way to put it. And, yeah, just here to see another year. That would be great. So, I mean, I don't want a hurricane to take me out on my birthday. That would kind of suck, because who will review the show for you? But all jokes aside, just thanks so much for the support. Like I said, I'd recommend the play. If you don't have BET Plus, you know, borrow a friend's account. You're probably like, Jeremy. I'm like, hey, they don't sponsor me. I said it. So, I mean, it's worth it, because like I said, if nothing else, this one play has me wanting to go back and rewatch some of the other plays, just because it reminded me of how fun it was to just sit back and watch a Tyler play before I started reviewing the shows. It's just a fun time to be had by all. Great characters, great lessons, great music, and I really wish I could have saw it in person. So with that being said, I give it 2 thumbs up. Go watch the play at some point. And when you got 2 hours, because I was like, okay, I wasn't going to watch the play on Thursday. I'm like, I don't have this kind of time to sit down. But I'm like, okay, I'll start working on some stuff and I have it playing in the background. No, I stopped what I was doing and watched the entire thing. Could have caught my attention that quickly. So, great job. Great job, Tyler. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month.